are going to start with the new topic, titration, curves and indicator. Okay, very important topic, especially for advanced. There are less scope in the mains, but more scope is in there in the advanced exam. So you have to be very careful. First of all, titration. What is the basic meaning of titration? What is the basic meaning of titration? Okay, so titration is knowing the concentration of unknown substance. What is titration? Knowing the concentration, knowing concentration of unknown, knowing concentration of unknown substance. Okay, so that depending on the type of substance. Okay, unknown concentration, unknown concentration knowing unknown concentration of substance. Okay, so here I told you substance, so that can be different type of substance, but in this chapter we are going to take a substance which is either acid or which is either base. Okay, which is either acid or which is either base, then only we will be able to find out. Okay, in this chapter there are titrations are different one, redox titration, back titration, double titration. Okay, iodimetry, these are the some types of titration. How many types? Acid base titration, redox titration, back titration, double titration, iodimetry. these many types of these many types of titrations are there. But in this chapter what we are going to do, we are going to concentrate only on acid base titration. The purpose is same in all purpose is to just to find out the concentration of unknown concentration of the substance, but selection should be in our hand. Suppose if we don't know the concentration of an acid, then obviously what we will do, we will use base. If you don't know the concentration of a base, then what you will do, acid. Likewise, if you don't know the concentration of some reducing agent, then we will do oxidizing agent. If you don't know the concentration of oxidizing agent, then we will use reducing agent. Likewise, depending on the what type of substance we have, we will use one of the titration. Okay, now there are certain time both options are available. Okay, one single example, one beautiful example for that is oxalic acid. Okay, so oxalic acid, when it undergoes a reaction to form 2CO2. Okay, when it forms 2CO2, so then another type of titration, if it forms 2COONA, COONA whole twice. This time another type of titration. Okay, both are reactions carried out by the same reactant, but the product is different. Here we will use acid base titration method. Here we will use redox titration method because there is a change in oxidation number. Before reaction it is +3, after reaction it will be +4. So depending on what change it occurred during the reaction, for the same reactant, depending on the product it is giving, we will select here. But in this chapter we are going to discuss about only one type of titration, that is acid base titration. Okay, now how to proceed, practical aspects of titration. Okay, in practical aspects of titration, what you will do, you will take a conical flask. What it is? Conical flask. Okay, so in conical flask we have unknown substance. Always conical flask will contain a substance whose concentration is yet to be determined, Okay, unknown substance, unknown concentration should be taken in the conical flask only, but its volume fixed, its concentration unknown, but volume is normally fixed. Okay, so in general in India what we take, 25 ml. How much we will take? 25 ml. Its volume is known, but what is not known? Concentration. So our intention is this, to find out the concentration of this unknown substance. Suppose here concentration unknown, acid. Okay, so obviously what we will take a substance which is base and its concentration must be known. Okay, it should be a base the substance need to be selected. Okay, the substance which is to be selected should be of what? Base. Okay, and it should be filled in the burette. Okay, here if it is acid, we will take base. If it is base, we will take acid. Here two things again, concentration and volume. Okay, so before the reaction, its volume is known, but concentration is unknown. So before the reaction, its concentration is known, but what is not known? Volume is not known. Okay, so then we will start keep on adding this base to the acid. So it is simple reaction. What is that reaction? Neutralization. Okay, so this is a simple reaction. Here acid is there. Acid, what we want to find out? Concentration is unknown, but we taken fixed 25 ml is kept in this one. Okay, and here base concentration is known, it is taken suppose 1 molarity, but how much we have to add, that is unknown. Okay, volume of the base is unknown and concentration of acid is unknown. Understood? So when you both add both of them, simple reaction, what is that reaction? Neutralization. Okay, so once complete neutralization takes place, what does it mean? Equivalence of acid, equivalence of acid is equal to equivalence of base. That means number of moles, normality into volume, n into v. Okay, of acid must be n into v of base. Okay, this is acid, this is what? Base. Understood? So acid base, normality into volume. This is condition at what? When the complete neutralization takes place. Okay, so there are two parts, titrate and titrant. So the substance which is used is called as a titrate. The substance whose concentration is unknown is called titrant. Okay. So there are two parts. Like here we are using base to find out the concentration of acid. So they both are separated as titrate and titrant. Okay. So titrate and titrant, both the word meaning is it understood? No, but it is at any titration. The condition must be satisfied is acid should be base, reducing agent should be oxidizing agent at equivalence point, that is only called as equivalence point. Okay, now before the reaction, if we calculate its pH will be low because pH will be less. Why? Because it is acid only. Now when you add, keep on adding the base, its pH will what? Increase and becomes at constant at some neutralization point. Okay, so before that it is acidic medium. What medium? Acidic medium. Okay, if you keep on adding base at one point of time only, at one point of time, this is going to be neutral medium. It is going to be neutral medium. That is, what is that point? Equivalence point. At one point of time I told you what is that point? Equivalence point. Okay, but immediately if you put one more drop, immediately the next drop if you put, what happens? This acidic medium turned into neutral medium, immediately it is going to turn it as a basic medium. What as it is converting? Basic medium. Okay, so we should come to know that now it is converted from acid to neutral, and I should avoid to add basic further. So for that purpose only we are using a substance which are called as indicator. Purpose of indicator is it understood? It will make you aware, it will intimate you, it will tell you now whatever the acid available is completely converted into neutral medium. Don't add further base. Okay, because if you add further base, then here in this formula n into V of acid is equal to n into V of base. So volume will be extra. Therefore, we will get a different concentration than the actual concentration. Okay, so to avoid that error, we should use a proper indicator. What the indicator will tell you? It will ask you to stop when to add base or not. How? There is no language for it. For that, language is color. What language it will use? Color. Okay, so that means indicator will intimate you by changing its color. Okay, and it does not mean that always color only. if it changes from colorless, if it changes from colorless to color, then also okay. If it color changes from color to colorless also, okay. Okay. Then otherwise one color to another color also okay. So there are three options with the indicator. Okay. One color to another color it can change, or it will be initially when it is kept in acid, it is colorless. Okay. Slowly depth of the color will increase because base is being added. Okay. So at certain point of time there will be sharp increase in the color. That means it indicates that it is basic medium. Okay. Suppose we have a sub indicator. Okay. So indicators are not any new substances. They are only either weak acids or weak bases only. But what is the speciality in them? They have two colors, are colorless to color, or color to colorless. Okay. By the change in medium, they change their color. Understood? Suppose HA is a weak acid, and HA is what? Weak acid. Also it possesses two colors. Okay. So it can be converted into A minus and H plus. So its color and this color should be different. Okay. So suppose when HA is kept in acidic medium, acid will provide H plus. So this H plus will pull it towards the HA. Suppose the color is color 1. Otherwise, I will take it as an example pink. It will take it as a pink. Okay. Now this is, let us take green. Imaginary color I am taking green. Okay. So when this initially put into acidic medium, it will be, the entire solution will be in which color? Pink color, because acid is providing H plus. So when you provide more product, the reaction will occur in the backward direction. So pink color will be there. Understood? All the indicator will be in HA form only. Okay. Now when I am adding base, keep on adding base, what it will do? It will pull out the H plus. Okay. So then the color change will takes place. Okay. So that means the indicator should have how many colors? Two colors, are one color and colorless, or colorless and color. Okay. But they should be in different medium. Okay. Acidic medium one color and basic medium another color. So such substances purpose and use of indicator, is it understood? In titration means, is it understood now? Any doubt about this? Okay. Normally we have three types of indicator, namely phenolphthalein, indicator, methyl orange, and methyl red. These are the normally used indicators. Okay. So first these two topics I have completed. Understood? For example, methyl orange. Methyl orange is yellow color. Example I am taking you, indicator methyl orange. Okay. Methyl orange is yellow in color. Okay. In alkali, and it is so much less color that is sometimes it is appear to be colorless. Okay. But when it is kept in acid, okay, when it is kept in acid, in alkali it is yellow color or colorless. Okay. But when it is kept in base acidic medium, in which medium? Acidic medium, it will change its color to the red color. Which color? Red color. So methyl orange is a indicator. Okay. Why? Because it possesses how many colors? Two different color. What is the first color? Yellow color or colorless? That means yellow color is very dull, so that we sometimes feel that there is no color at all. So but when you change it the medium to the acidic medium, then it converts into red color. Is it understood? This is red color, this is yellow color. Acidic medium red color, basic medium or alkaline medium yellow color. That is the, so when you use to find out concentration of acid and put this methyl indicator into acid, so the entire solution is going to be red in color. Entire solution is going to be red in color. Okay. Whereas when you stop adding, when you start adding the base, okay, so then the strength of the red color will keep on decreases. Strength of the red color will keep on decreases. Okay. So at certain point of time there will be sharp change from red color to yellow color. Why? Because we are adding base. So that acid is overcome by the base. That means changed from the acidic medium to basic medium. Color change will be yellow color. Indicator purpose, is it understood? So there is no other formulas. They are only what? Weak acid, weak base formulas only. For indicator HIN and IN. Suppose HIN is a weak acid. Okay. Now IN. So this is suppose red here in this condition, red color, and it is suppose yellow color. Understood? So IN and HN, it is just like a Ostwald dilution theory only we are using. There is no separate formulas for the indicator. Okay. Don't think that indicator question is there. It is very difficult. Same Ostwald dilution formula, C alpha, C into 1 minus alpha. Okay, IN minus concentration according to Ostwald theory, what it is? C alpha. Likewise, and here H plus. H plus is also C alpha, C alpha, C into 1 minus alpha. Same formula. And when you add P negative log to it, you will get pH of the indicator. So indicator pH is called as PIN. Okay, PKIN. pH at which it can work is called as PKIN. PKIN is simply whatever the H positive we have. For that, if you apply negative log, then it is called pH only. So the pH from the neutral at the equivalence point is called as indicator equivalence point. Okay, so that is about the indicator and that is about the titration. Okay, now we are going to start with the most important topic. What is that important topic? Titration curves. What is that important topic? Titration curve. Okay, just in the previous class, in the previous lecture, I have told you salts can be made by anything. Salt, strong acid, strong base, weak acid, weak base, and strong acid, strong base, like that. So first take example I am taking strong acid. What acid? Strong acid versus strong base. That means I am going to find out concentration of acid. Okay, its concentration is unknown. Unknown concentration. Okay, so I wanted to, the intention behind this is to find out the concentration of this unknown concentration of this acid. Okay, now here what I will be the variable on the x-axis, volume of base we add. Okay, for example, I am taking NaOH as an example, and when I keep on adding, what will be changing with respect to acid? That will be pH. Okay, so both are strong, equivalent point will be at 7. If both are strong, equivalent point will be at 7. Equivalent points will be at 7. Okay, now initially pH will be less or more, acid is there, so, and strong acid is there, more bottom. Okay, and there will be sharp, this length is decided by the strength of acid. Okay, so this midpoint of this line is pH is equal to 7. Okay, so this is the titration curve. Titration curve for what it is? When you titrate an acid with the titrant base. Okay, titrant here it is what? Base. Titrate is what? Acid. So where we keep the acid? In the conical flask. Where we keep the base? In the burette. Okay, so initially, so from where to start? Initially in the conical flask, we will keep on measuring the pH of what? Solution in the conical flask. Okay, so initially in the conical flask we have strong acid. Therefore, strong acid means low pH. And when you keep on adding the base, it will acidic nature will decrease and basic nature will increase. Therefore, pH also will increase. Okay, this length of the straight line, will be completely depending on both strong, more line, straight line. Less strong, less strength line. Okay, this straightness shows that speed of the reaction, strength of the acid and base. Here both are strong, this length will be highest, and midpoint of the straight line will give you about the equivalence point. Okay, so both are equally strong, pH will be equal to 7. This is called as equivalence point. Okay, so equivalence point for strong acid, strong base. I think now everybody understood. Any doubt about this? There should not be any doubt on this. Okay, equivalence point is at 7 and curve starts from below nearby 1 or 2 because strong acid, and sharp length straight line will be long enough because both are strong, and indicator which are suitable for it are phenolphthalein. Okay, phenolphthalein, understood. And second one is methyl red, methyl red. Okay, and third one is methyl orange. All of them are suitable because this is the range. Our indicator pH value, pKin value should be in between. So there is a wide range. Okay, so it can cover all the three types of famous indicator. What are those famous indicator? Phenolphthalein indicator, methyl orange, and methyl red. All of them are suitable for this titration. Okay, is it understood? Any doubt about this? Okay, next what I will take another example of weak acid and strong base. So now I will be asking you people, you should respond. Okay. So now I am writing the heading. Here I am taking weak acid. Weak acid is titrated by using strong base. Okay. Now the curve and pH value and rest all you can explain. Okay. So, but I will give you guidelines. I will give you just idea. Okay. Now see here. I don't know the concentration of what acid. So I will put that in where? In the conical flask. I will measure pH of what? Acid. So once it is an acid, its pH will be less than 7. But in the previous graph, the graph started from the well bottom. Okay. But here it will be below 7 only. Suppose this is the 7. Okay. So it will be below 7 only, but nearby 7 because weak acid. Acid weak, then pH will be high. Okay. So, but here's this straight line will be starting here above. Okay. And here. That means equivalence point will be above 7. Equivalence point will be above 7. Why? Base is strong here. Okay. The salt which will form just previous salt hydrolysis, salt which is formed is WASB. WASB pH will be what? Greater than 7. So equivalent point will be above 7. Okay. Now for this purpose, if I take example, indicator we will use is phenolphthalein. Okay. Phenolphthalein is useful. This you have to remember by the values only. Either you by heart that values, or at least you can remember that it is useful for weak acid and strong base because its pH range lies above 7. pH range of this indicator lies above 7. That's why this is suitable for our purpose. Is it understood? Mainly you should understand from where to start, below 7 or above 7. How I identified? Acid is taken initially, so pH will be below 7, and below 7 also from the bottom or from the top of the 7, near to the 7. That is weak acid near to the 7 but bottom. Okay, strong acid near to the 0. Is it understood? Now this straight line sharpness will start when strong starts. Strong is what here? Base. So that's why equivalent points will be above 7. Will be above 7. Is it understood? Now I am going to change more things so that what you have to do, we should be able to understand the how to draw the graph. Now I am going to change two things. Okay, I am going to take weak only but base. That means my intention is to what? Know the concentration of a base. For that purpose I am taking what? Acid strong. Okay, now you can understand and you can tell me the answer. Okay, so you can tell me the answer. What can be the answer? Okay, chalo, I will tell you that also. Very nice. Few replies are there, but not as much expected. Weak base. So initially the measured pH will be base, therefore above 7. Okay, we are taking conical flask is filled with what? Conical flask is filled with the base. So we will measure the pH. So pH of base will be above 7. So above 7. But near to 7 or far from the 7. It is a weak base. So it will be near to 7. Okay. Strong base means pH will be higher one. Okay. Higher the pH, strength of the base increases, strength of the acid decreases. Okay. So here this line will start from here. Understood? Why I am starting, is it understood? Initially in the container we have weak base. So it is supposed to have pH more than 7. And what? Why not from here? Because it is not strong base. Strong base will have pH nearby 14. Strong acid will have pH nearby 1. Okay. So these are all the basic things which are used over here. Now when I start adding, there will be curvy line only. Let us take somewhere here. Okay. Curvy liner only, but straight line will start because acid is strong. Okay. Now you can understand from where equivalent point will be below 7. Equivalence point will be below 7. Is it understood? Any doubt about this? Now this is below 7. Okay. Okay, so this is the graph for the weak base and strong acid. Now I think anything changed. Suppose it is strong acid, sorry, strong base and strong acid. Strong base value is to be determined. This curve will be from the top and more sharp, and this equivalence point will be at the 7. Is it understood? Any doubt about this? So for the graph side, I don't think there will be any graph, any problem. Okay. And one more typical topic is when acid is diprotic. When acid is diprotic. Okay. So acid is diprotic means how many equivalent point will be there? There will be 2 equivalent point. Okay. There will be how many equivalent points? 2 equivalent points. Okay. Now I am changing the entire strategy. Here, weak acid, weak but diprotic. Okay. Weak diprotic acid. Weak diprotic acid, but the base is strong enough, and monoacidic base. Okay. So what I'm taking here, I'm taking a weak diprotic acid and titrating by using strong base. So once initially acid is there with us, so pH will be less than 7, but not nearby 7 because it is a weak. And here we are going to get how many? 2 equivalent point. How many equivalence point? 2 equivalence point. Here it is volume of base. Volume of what? Base. Here what it is? pH. So one equivalent point is this one, another equivalent point is this one. Okay. Suppose H2A. Here this is a equivalent point when HA minus is formed. Here this equivalent point is formed when A2 minus is formed. Is it understood, students? So this is about the curves of weak acid and weak acid also which? Diprotic acid. Okay. So I think this much is sufficient enough to tackle any type of questions in the entrance examination. Okay. So in this topic, let do the numericals. Whatever the doubts are there, you can ask in our next session. Bye.